The stylist is sequestered, so Egbert helped me with my hair today. Hello, bonjour, ou bonsoir, who can tell anymore? And welcome back to Famous Interviews, where I usually undertake cheerful chattery with a dearly departed well-known notable. And much as I enjoy a chinwag with a fetid phantasm, I thought this week I'd give it a go solo. Just you and I, is what I mean, so that we can have an intimate, private palaver about becoming like one of me guests, as it were. To wit, giving up the ghost, passing over, kicking the bucket. It's not a pleasant subject. No one likes thinking about it, much less talking about it. And yet it's paradoxically a permanent part of the human condition. One of the unalterable, unfortunate facts of life. Not the most pleasant, but one we must all deal with, sooner ou plus tard, n'est-ce pas? And really, if you've been watching me show, you'll know that here we deal with it weekly, without batting an eyelash. Because it's all well and good when the deceased is distant, one we know only from stage or screen, or perhaps an alienated ancient aunt, even an ex. But it's quite another thing when they're closer to home, nearer to heart. And who can be closer to home, nearer to heart, than one's own mother? No, Egbert, I am not summoning today. Egbert knows what I intend to share, and am saddened to say, I have recently suffered the loss of my own amiable mum. I know what you're thinking. She's too young to suffer such a loss. Well, that's as may be, and thank you very much. But the Grim Reaper doesn't keep a clock, and often knocks when least expected. He may strike anyone at any time. And so he has. And with his cutting scythe has taken not only me mum, but another little piece of me heart. As Janis Joplin perfectly put it. Poor Janis. Such a dear. Perhaps I should have her on the show sometime. Egbert, take a note. I cannot lie to you, nor cloak it in comedy. My heart is broken. This life, or the illusion thereof, is regrettably peppered with a perdition none escape. And quel fromage. Hard as it seems, I find some solace in sad songs. Some of you may too. I happen to have composed a chanson or deux, ou trois, that lifts the spirit instead of conjuring it. Though when a broken heart aches, one looks for any way to ease the pain. Of course, there are the usual pharmaceutical suspects, but I found only one that really works, and it's dreadfully habit-forming. When my nerves are fried, my stomach butterflied, I got a pill for that. When I'm sad and blue, don't wanna move, I got a pill for that too. If my cholesterol goes too high and my blood pressure through the sky, I don't care, I've got prescriptions for everything but you. When my throbbing head sends me to bed, I got a medicine that takes away the pain, and if that keeps me awake, I do an Ambien. I got a pill to make me feel good. I got a pill to make me high. I know a doctor who writes prescriptions for everything but you. And I wish I could find a drug that can do things that you used to. I was hooked on them all, never fearing withdrawal. And I'll never find a substitute. Now if a certain indiscretion leads to an infection, I got a pill for that. And if I get a rash where I'm not supposed to scratch, well, I got a cream for that. But there's no balm to soothe my ache, no solution for me to take. And I can't find a doctor who knows how to treat me, 'cause no one's invented a substitute for you. I have found one non-addictive means of escape from the abyss, one non-habit-forming fashion of flight from the funk inevitable. Histoires. Yes, stories. Stories which, when retold, take on a life of their own and seem to keep what's lost yet alive. And so I offer an intimate tale to vous about me very own mum, Lady Poppy Pozah. She was a beautiful young thing with a long, flowing shock of chocolate-brown tresses and alluring amber eyes with an inner sparkle that bewitched everyone, including Daddy, Lord Murray Pozah. He instantly swept her off her feet. They met and married within 1 month. Yes, I know, a little rash. Something else he gave her, but that's another story. I suppose Daddy, the rake, knew he'd better seal the deal afore she was wise to his ways, as I wish I was with me own ex-Frederick, who fortuitously abandoned me at the altar, sparing me the lifetime of regret me poor mum undoubtedly endured. For Daddy, bless his titled soul, was a tippler and philanderer with a short and nasty temper. He ruled poor Mummy with an iron fist, and didn't spare the rod with me either. How she endured, I'll never know. Always on edge, always cross with me, compulsively clean. I suppose it's how she vented her frustration, One could practically eat off of our sparkling kitchen floor. And all the better, as Daddy often ended up sleeping there, knackered after an afternoon's visit to the local pub. Amazingly, Mommy seemed to have genuinely loved him to the end. Even so, cared for him in his decline, sustained him when his intumescent liver faltered, and finally mourned him like Niobe. Unlike Niobe, however, Mommy got over it and moved on. Moved on rather quickly, some said. But I think it was perfect timing. On a visit to her sister in Manchester, she met a marvelous multi-millionaire from the States. Maryland, coincidentally. A captain of industry, he made his fortune fabricating fabrics of all sorts and designs, some of which he drew up himself. Yes, artistic too, like me own sweet son Cecil, only successful financially. Of course, he's retired now, handed the reins over to his progeny, but he showed Mommy a lifestyle of luxury and leisure she richly deserved. And he was a doting lover, so she confided after all that nonsense was in the past. Pardon. Mommy also had the good fortune to pass at home, without the constant beeping of machinery and dehumanizing procedures so prevalent in palliative care these days. Of course, she had some nurses in attendance, the very best. One of the benefits of unlimited wealth. I was there for her final moments and, in the end, watched with watery eyes as her remains were removed. Afterwards, I sat in the room alone, trying to compose myself. Her petite pooch, forlorn as I, looked anxiously with her mournful little black eyes to me and to the empty bed, for any ray of hope, any morsel, any promise of return. But Mommy was gone and not coming back. And the poor puppy knew it too. I could still detect her perfume in the air, almost hear her voice as that shivering little dog cowered underneath the empty, barren canopy bed. And I thought, ghost, fly away, stop singing in my head. Don't pretend the silhouette of a rumpled blanket is you in bed. Take your honeysuckle smell and the feeling any moment you'll come home. Take it all and go so I can stop thinking of you. I wish you would fade. I still see you in the shadows. Please, ghost, fly away. You haunt me in the morning when I open my eyes. You haunt me all night, and all night I cry for you. And wish I knew why. In my mind's a space devoted just to you. Though I know you're not here, my brain doesn't get it. It doesn't compute. Why don't you leave me, ghost? Go away, stop haunting me. I don't want my love to always be a memory, 'cause memories fade into shade. But You found a way to stay. They're gone. Mommy will always be with me here, in the wonderful stories I have stored here. Perhaps I should write them down. Her life would make a wonderful novel, perhaps even a movie. Lady and the Scamp, about her years with Daddy. Or perhaps Money Lady, for her second marriage. Or Mary Poppy, about bringing up moi. My fair Poppy. The possibilities are endless. And like life, so we must live to the fullest, darlings. As Mommy often said, make sure every day you find a chuckle. She also said, stay away from nasty people. Difficult advice to follow these days. Mommy had a marvelous mindset and a wonderful life with no regrets, so she claims. She had her ups. She had her downs, as do we all. But I know this. She touched many and was revered by countless. She made many people happy, including moi. And I loved her deeply. I suppose instead of mourning, I should be celebrating a beautiful life, fully and delightfully lived. It's a good life in the morning when the day is fresh as dew, and the smell of coffee your lover brews is calling you. Yes, it's a great life in the afternoon when the sunshine is bright and strong. The wind makes the hammock swing. Lover sings a lazy song. Then the evening comes and dark follows. Shadows wander in the night time, long as candlelight. More alone every time a flame dies. But oh, it's a great life at sunrise when the shadows are long and thin, and lover's arm pulls me in closer. I keep on living, and I keep on loving, and it's a good life. They really do touch a note, so to speak. Now, I do hope you will join me next time when I shall again return to conjuring captivating company. Until then, darlings, I leave you with this advice from none other than our dear Auntie Mame. Live. Life is a banquet and most poor suckers are starving to death. Lady Pozah always said, get out there and gorge yourself. Well, I am Lady Mary Pozah, and this has been Famous Interviews.